So hi everybody, it's May 4th still. This is a picture of my most recent success story in terms of repairing lamps, which I really love to do. So anyway, I don't know how it all started, but somehow a lady, she returned to me. You see the upper part of the lamp, not the lampshade, not the light bulb, but just the curved part at the top. Well, she got that to me, and here she had bought the lamp in Latvia, where just like Germany and I don't know how many other European countries, they use 220 volts to run their stuff, and 220 volts has a higher pressure, a higher voltage than what we have as 110, 115, and because it has a higher pressure, the wires don't need to be as thick as ours. So, and of course the plug is way different, right? So, cut off. So she asked me to make it feasible or usable here in the States. So, first thing, just remove the cord. Of course, now there's the curved part, and then it makes a 90-degree angle turn. So with all the three wires in there and the insulation and whatever, it's quite a challenge just to pull it out. Then of course, you have to take one of our wires and shove it back in. All right, so that I've tried 4 different ways to get the wire wiggled through, and I finally did it. Sometimes it's incredibly hard. But anyway, so then once the wire was in, I found out, and I had things hooked up. I found out that something wasn't working. So I thought, oh, it tripped the breaker like 5 times. So I disconnected everything, and I just plugged in the cord itself to make sure that the cord wasn't shorted, but it wasn't. So then I found out that the switch inside the European socket shell was shorted out. It was very small, and I couldn't fix it. So now I was like, there's a European shell that's different from ours. The European socket is compatible, but then the European switch inside the socket was not compatible. So I worried. I was like, oh shoot, can I just fasten an American socket on here? Is it all in here? The threads were the same, and once I could screw the socket on the threaded pipe there, I knew we were golden, right? So then I got all that on there and put the light bulb on there and tested it, and life was good. So I took it back to her, and then she told me, though, the part that she didn't give me, she hadn't given me the shade there, the glass shade, and she hadn't given me the long pole that rises up, and she hadn't given me the base plate that's there. Well, after I delivered everything, she told me that she was missing the part, a double female part that linked the long pipe with the base, because the base had a little nipple coming out of it, about 3/4 of an inch long, and you needed the female part to screw onto that nipple, and then of course the pipe would screw into the other female part of that nipple, of the whatever you want to call it. So, knowing that I have lots of lamp parts from lots of lamps that I've salvaged from the land, to taken out of the trash, I found one part that should have been compatible. So I delivered it today, and she wrote back and said it fits, and there we are. This is my first time looking at that lamp, and this is why it just pains me when I see people throw out lamps, because every lamp, if one thing is bad on the lamp, probably everything else is usable or adaptable to fix something. So she also told me that she asked lots of people if they could replace the wires, and everybody, for whatever reason, they were hesitant, they were scared, naive, reluctant. They said, "Oh no, I'm not." Oh, so I welcome the opportunity. You go slow, lots of experience and lots of spare parts, and I got it together. It took a few hours to figure out all the problems and overcome the challenges. But there we are. I'm I'm just tickled pink. All right, thanks a lot.